give first, and then you get.
I've always said
once
though,
I did that, it changed my whole life.
Here's the thing though, that's a very good point, but one of the things I've always said though too is that you actually have to give to get without expectations.
Big facts. Oh yeah, for sure. Because
if you just give to get,
dude, God knows, like you're finessing the game. You can't finesse God. Like you can't finesse the universe.
You just out here just giving just to receive something. You're not gonna get your blessings.
There's no way, man. There's no way.
One of the things I really love about you is that you do love to give. You do love to give in different levels. And one of the things I've realized that within your levels of giving is giving props and giving creditation.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah.
So let me just paint this picture real quick. Because I wasn't really trying to go to now, but we're here. This is a segue. Q Banks.
Yeah.
You did something with him that when you posted the picture when he first got his RN, his Richard Milley. There were a lot of people that I think I did share it one time, and out of my following, people was like, "Oh man, he's just fucking dick riding this and that. Oh, why the fuck is he doing that shit for, right?"
Yeah.
But I actually looked at that from a different angle, bro. Yeah. People don't really give people their flowers when they are here.
Yes, dude.
And it's funny because when I went to Live on Sunday, I ran into Busta Rhymes. And I spoke to Busta Rhymes maybe twice in my life. That one time, I just literally had to just let it all out and tell him how I feel. His son actually used to play at my alma mater high school.
Yeah.
I used to coach him. He was a star wide receiver there.
Yeah.
And we were talking, and I told him, like, hey, listen, man, I just want to let you know, man, that, like, I love you. You literally raised me. Dude. And I was literally talking to him. I was literally talking to him as, like, music was freaking blasting. And him and I was just there talking for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, listen, like, you don't understand, like, how much you impacted my life. And listen, there's a lot of people that have been leaving. I've lost so many people due to the pandemic and all that. I have an opportunity now to just talk to you, and I want to just be able to, like, tell you. And he's like, oh, man, listen, King, man, tell me how you feel, this and that. So I'm telling him, and I'm like, yo, the Drinks Champs podcast interview you did was one of the greatest music and entertainment podcasts I've ever seen. I've learned so much about the game, so much learned about the industry, the music and all that stuff. And he was just like giving me props, man. It was like he wasn't really the celebrity. Cause some celebrities are oh man, thanks man, appreciate it. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
No, he was like literally like dead eye on me, like literally looking at me.
Yeah.
And he was telling me, he was like, listen man, thank you so much, King, for that, man. Like I really, really appreciate you. So I tell that story to give you props and really explain the importance of giving people props when they are here before they're gone. Don't give people fucking props when they're gone.
Yeah.
Give people props and give them their flowers here to really appreciate them.
Yeah.
And I think that you really did that with Q Banks. So I want you to expound upon
that. Yeah. So Q, people, they look at his lifestyle now, but I knew Q way back in the day. Like all these people that are on social media, we're all probably like close friends, myself and like a lot of you know the people that I know too. It's like you don't realize we came from like absolutely nuts. Some of these people, whether it was like some of these big traders and like people that are in different companies, dude, we were at our lowest together. Some of these people, like we were literally sleeping on our offices, like that's how got to the point where it was broke. You might have thought we were on private jets, but you didn't know we were coming back off the private jet to sleep on the. People don't realize that sometimes people are just down their lows. They just have a credit card, you know, and Q, it's like he deserves all those props, and I'm grateful to know him as a friend. Is just that it's like. I think to add on to this is Russ, one of the rappers in the industry. He's an independent artist. He said that a lot. Like he's one of the best in the game because he actually fanboys out. Like when he meets like Kanye West, which was a fan of his. I'm sorry, like he's a fan of. Or if he meets like Eminem or meets all these people, he is that way. And I think to myself, and we can all think together, is so many people look up to Drake, right? They look up to maybe a Nicki Minaj. They look up to a Tyga. They look up to a DJ Khaled. Well, then why don't you look up and under and understand how that all worked? I give the props to someone like Lil Wayne that believed in Drake. Then I think to myself how he believed in Nicki Minaj. That was Lil Wayne, one of my favorite rappers growing up, still to this day. But then you have to think to yourself, it's not just him, it's Slim and Birdman that believed in Lil Wayne. like gave Lil Wayne a shot.
Yeah.
To then inspire a whole generation. So it's not about me. My grandmother, I love her to life. She just when I left her house, she'd be like, yoo-hoo, and I'm like, even when I lived at her house when my friends were picking us up, like I'm like, Grandma, just don't let them know I lived with you. Like I'm like 20 plus years old, almost 30 years old, living in my grandma's basement.
Got you.
And she was always like, you. I'm like, yes, Grandma. She's like, be a leader, not a follower, right?
Yeah.
Is that what I've experienced and what I see from Q, for example, and anybody that's in a level of success, people don't realize, and I never take credit for that because they put in the work, but my God-given talent was I believed in other people when they didn't believe in themselves. So I see somebody as if they're going to be somebody that they know they are, but they need someone to say, yo, bro, you got it. What Q has done, and many people out there that are very successful, and shout out to everybody as an entrepreneur, is they've laid the groundwork and they deserve that success because look at all the people that came after them just because they said yes. Think about that. Just because they said yes to entrepreneurship, just because they said yes to going to college or getting that degree. Now, who came after you that inspired those people? You know how many people Q Banks has inspired and made money and their lives are changing?
Yeah,
their
low-key,
moms and dads.
he inspired me too.
Think about Lil Wayne.
Yeah,
like
I got you.
Lil Wayne. Every rapper sounds like Lil Wayne now. Like everybody starts to sound like Drake and Nicki Minaj and their swag talks. Like, but Nicki, for example, Minaj, like she deserves her credit. She inspired a whole generation of the lady rappers, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Like
one of the most beast rappers.
Like Lil Wayne did,
man or female,
changed the game when it came to mixtapes and stuff. 50 Cent doesn't get his credit. I mean, even though he's a goofball, he's one of the greatest marketers of all of our time. Get Rich or Die Trying. Try to find an album that inspired that industry. But then again, go give Eminem this credit then because he found him. Go give Dr. Dre the credit because he found him. Go give Jay-Z now the credit because Jay-Z made the Chronic song that was the biggest on that album.
Yeah.
Go give. So you see,
facts,
that's
facts.
my thoughts. It's just, it's not about you. Take yourself out of the picture. It's about if someone has done well, like give them their freaking flowers, dude. Like stop this whole like it was me. I did all this. Like, bro, I've been there, but ego stands for edging God out. Ego, edging God out. If you wanted to say it was you, go ahead. Yeah. But God knows. Like, the universe knows. And guess what? You're going to block your blessings, bro.
Yeah.
So I just want to bless people. That's why I love, DJ Khaled's energy. He's just, I know plenty of friends that are hanging out with him, and DJ Khaled is that person that he says he is. He acts like that every day. Yeah, he's excited. He's like, dude, you're going to be the best. Like, he was excited when Lil Baby was on 2 of his tracks. He got Lil Baby on. He's like, bro, you're gonna be the one. Yeah, and then look at the songs on his album.
Yeah, and then another thing too is that they say that energy creates energy. And it's the same thing too when you also give flowers. It's like once you naturally and actually sincerely give flowers too, there's somebody that's actually going to see your hard work that you're doing for all these years, all these months, whatever you're doing, right? And be able to bestow those flowers upon you. So, but at the same time too, just remember at the end of the day, like I'm a servant of the people at the end of the day. I've always told people that. And that's literally like what is like the giver of life. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. All right, so we're going to take a little bit of a turn.